Yo, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to be showing you two REITs that every investor must own. And I actually own both of these and I'm going to show you how much I own of them and everything. But I've carefully selected these two REITs. So I've looked through all the different REIT subsectors. So that includes things like hospitals, triple net lease, cell towers, all these different subsectors. And I've carefully selected the one that has the best returns and is the most recession resilient. They're easily able to capture inflation. There's so many add-ons. This one is just my favorite in every single way. And the stock in the subsector we're actually talking about is self-storage. And I want to go a little bit into detail on why I love this sector. And then we're going to talk about the two individual REITs that I both own. So one REIT that I own is ticker symbol PSA or Public Storage. Now this one I actually own 10 shares of. I'm only up 1.98%. But this one right here has a dividend yield of 4.28%. And I'm going to show you why later. They just have so much room to raise this dividend. So yeah, if this is the kind of stuff you're into, don't forget to drop a like on the video for me. It really does help me out a lot. But yeah, now I just want to spend about a minute explaining to you why I love the self-storage industry, and I bet you'll find this super interesting. So let me know your thoughts on this, but if you want, you can skip to the end of the video toward the actual analysis. But yeah, now I just want to explain to you why I love it. Self-storage is extremely recession resilient. Now why would that be? It's because of the 4 Ds, which includes divorce, downsizing, dislocation, and death. Now all these are unfortunate, but self-storage can act as a buffer. You know, when people have to move or downsize a house or have to move in a parent's stuff, they can use a self-storage property, but also self-storage does good when the economy is booming. You know, people are filling up their shopping carts. They have a bunch of extra stuff they want to put away because they have extra money. You know, so self-storage pretty much does good in all times. It's not recession proof, but it's certainly recession resilient. Another reason I love self-storage is because of their unique ability to capture inflation. And as you know, there's a lot of fear right now about inflation. So if it does come back, you know, I guess one day it will, but temporarily, if it does come back, self-storage is uniquely positioned to capture it. That's because their units are month-to-month leased, so you're easily able to, you know, increase the rent on them. And most people don't actually care about their self-storage unit prices going up. You know, it's not like your apartment where the rent goes from $2,000 to $2,300 a month. You know, you may actually consider moving out for that. But for a self-storage unit to go from like $150 to $160, you're probably not going to go spend a weekend and rent a U-Haul, go get all your friends to empty it out. You know, self-storage should work just like airline tickets. It's based off demand. Have you heard about the squatter problem in America where random tenants are staying in your house rent-free and you legally can't do anything about it? Well, with self-storage, there's technically easy evictions. That's because you literally have their stuff. I mean, if you don't pay, we get to keep all your stuff. Like legally, if they don't pay their rent on their self-storage, we get to keep all their stuff. Or what most self-storage properties do is auction them off. And that could be another source of income, but it's just an easy way that you don't have to deal with all those problems. So I just explained to you a few reasons why I love the self-storage industry. And obviously there's a lot more reasons, like there's low maintenance costs. You literally only need one employee there. The self-storage property is profitable at 20% occupancy rates, and these REITs have 90% occupancy rates. That's the thing. You never want to actually be at 100% occupancy rate. That means you're not charging enough. So anyway, I want to dig into their numbers right here. So most dividend stocks, you want to look at something like the net income for a dividend payout ratio, which is not what you want to look at for REITs and these real estate stocks that are uniquely taxed. So look at this, their AFFO per share, or this number right here, is actually what you want to look at for a dividend payout ratio. So look at this, they make well over $4 per share every single quarter. Well, except Q1, they made just under $4, but look at this, their dividend costs $3 per share every single quarter. Like, here's their history. They just rose it. They even had that one special dividend after the acquisition. But look at this. Their dividend yield is now 4.22%. And that's only at $3 per share. They could raise it if they wanted to $4 per share, but they're actually deciding to keep that money for acquisitions and investments and paying off debt, whatever they wanted to do. So if you look at net income, look, they only made $441 million, and it says their free cash flows down here, or their core FFO was $791 million. The difference is they add back the depreciation and the amortization, all that. I'm not too sure of the specifics, but look at this. Their dividend only costs $576 million every single quarter, and which of course they can easily afford that because look, on a bad quarter, they made $696 million in core FFO. And that's obviously why you don't look at net income, because if you did, you'd be like, wow, they cannot afford the dividend. And if we go to their total common shares outstanding, you literally haven't been diluted as a shareholder, only 0.24%, which for a REIT is really good. So that's just some of the few reasons why I love Public Storage. And I also want to show you now why they're uniquely positioned. So a lot of people talk about a lot of the new supply coming to the self-storage industry. Well, Public Storage has a lot of property concentration in a place where you cannot build a new self-storage property. So yeah, here we are on their investor presentation. They have as what they call an irreplaceable portfolio in the Los Angeles market and San Diego. So all of California, they basically own it. So all these orange dots are the public storage properties, and the green triangles are the extra space storage. And there's some CubeSmart in there. But the second stock in the second REIT I actually want to talk about is CubeSmart because of their unique position in the New York state and their irreplaceable portfolio there. So National Storage Affiliate doesn't really have that much irreplaceable portfolios and limited supply new markets, when CubeSmart and Public Storage absolutely do. And if we head over here, look at this. So this is CubeSmart, the other REIT that I'm talking about that I also own in my Moomoo portfolio. Look at this. Most of their portfolio are just 5.4% of their revenue, or 10% just comes from the Bronx and Brooklyn. And then we also got all these other ones, but a huge chunk of their portfolio is just in New York, and it's the lowest supplied market, and they have these beautiful self-storage properties that are give them a bunch of advertising because of how the properties look. Like Cubes, if you've ever seen one, they just have some nice looking, properties. All right, so now I want to show you how much of CubeSmart I own here in my Moomoo portfolio, which if you don't know, here on my YouTube channel, if you want to subscribe, I do a series on Moomoo where I would never sell a stock in here once I buy it. So every stock you see in here, I'm never allowed to sell it no matter what for the rest of my life. So if you want to subscribe and come back to watch along my journey, I'd really appreciate it. But CubeSmart, I own just over $1,000 worth of the stock in this portfolio, which is 24 shares. I bought it at $40 and now it's $45. But that's our Moomoo position. If we get over here to our Robinhood portfolio, we can see Public Storage here, and just as I went over in the beginning of the video, I own just about $3,000 worth of the stock, but this one is 22% of our Robinhood portfolio, and I'm a 1.74%, which isn't a lot, but hey, we're doing pretty good today. We're up 0.89%. Here's the week, a month, 3 month, year to date. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think on the self-storage industry. I just absolutely love it, and that's why I give it such a big allocation, because normally I don't like most REITs because they don't have good stock price appreciation. But the self-storage industry absolutely does. They have some great stock price appreciation, and the chart of Public Storage actually looks worse than it is because of that $13 special dividend. So this stock would actually be $13 higher. It's just this is the dividend, or this is the stock price without the dividends reinvested. Now I'm just going off track here. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. My name is Nathan Robert.